nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than an I.S.U.P.K. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll poly grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Riches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, they got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that God flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life.
Yeah. U.P.K shit, man, 1 West. Hey. I'm a U.P.K nigga, I'm stuck in my ways. That's on them, letting cowards fill up they ranks. Goddamn, lost tribes got them following waves. Loyalty a lifestyle, nigga, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm a saint, no New Orleans, it's going up. Next spot, we at the B&B. I'm turned up, I'll pull up in the SRT. Burning rubber, hey, U.P.K shit. Look, met her at the club, told her pull up to the lobby. She know I'm in the coat, we're all black, no Illuminati. This my other half shit, I can't move without it. These my motherfucking brothers, yeah, what I'm gonna do without them, yeah. If it's beef, I can't wait to sink my teeth in. Niggas going overboard, they off the deep end. Why you tripping off that hoe? That's some weak shit. Told him put me in the game cause I love defense. Yeah, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Yeah, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, ayy, let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ayy, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, ayy, she say she found me interesting. Yeah, want me to call? I ain't gotta settle, I got options, ma. No, I stand on business, my name not Tazar. I'll pop you with this pocket rock. Feed a nigga shells like a taco truck. Hey, this bitch got sound effects. It go pew pew pew. I ain't tripping on no drink, got bottles in the room. I'm in Durham, North Carolina, bitch, it's 12 a.m. Look at them, they ain't none of us and we ain't them. I told him, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, ayy, let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ayy, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, ayy, she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call? Put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, ayy, let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ayy, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, ayy, she say she find me interesting. Want me to call? Yeah, yeah. UPK shit, man, you already know what it is. It's the 55th annual Passover, man, turn up. We gon' do this shit the UPK way, not the other way. You hear me? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
I pray where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies, this hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, and I ain't listening, is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jake. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light work. It ain't about who got this gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you won't never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my brain, still I think that's all that I enjoy. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
He gave him all warning. He's making sure I'm ready. Hey, that's what it is. We ready?
The concept.
We up? All right. Let's clap it up. Yabson Shabraka Thumb, Yal Shema Tabashim Yal Shai, I.S.U.P.K, Washington, D.C. We had the scripture breakdown going on tonight live from D.C. You all know how it is. Classes every day of the week. It depends on the zone you're in. Go just do a quick Google search and you're gonna find the city in your the school in your city and be able to start to lock yourself in, start to get things rocking and rolling as you want to. You all know that these times that we're in right now is very telling times. It's biblical for sure, and it's very telling times. All right. Damn, Chappelle, I think you might have to turn on this fighter jet engine you got over there. Not all the way, maybe 1, 2. Yeah, we'll see that way. Again, not dot blowing up in my face. Yep, since up there. All right. So we're gonna get in again. If you have any questions, just type them in. If you're in the class, just raise your hand up. Just raise your hand up if you're in the class. If you have any questions, just type them in. We're gonna get them rocking and rolling. Whatever questions you'll have, let's get them. All right. The cookouts is coming up. I believe who's first? Chicago.
Fayetteville, and then Chicago.
Fayetteville. What date is Fayetteville?
It's full.
Say again? You say that like you going, boy. you say that like, yeah, that's when I took off. Or that's when I tell them I'm gonna be missing anyway, even if they ain't give me off. Right? July 3rd to the 6th is Fayetteville. I think end of July is Chicago.
Okay.
Right? Then after that is New York, then Houston, then West Coast. I think I have it down pat, right? Or no?
No, you got it right.
I got it right. I ain't that old, because I ain't that old. I get in there, but I ain't all the way, archaic. Okay. So let's get it. All right, you'll see what's going on with Trump, the protests, the counter protests, and his reaction to the protests with the National Guard, the Marines. Who else is out there? The reserve. Everybody who ain't. I think everybody who ain't deployed is in LA. I think that's what's going on. If you ain't deployed right now, if you're not on the Gaza Strip, on the West Bank, somewhere in the borders of Ukraine and Russia, you in LA or you're in DC for his birthday bash this weekend, right? The Trump birthday bash. So it's definitely a telling time with what's going on in the earth, and it's something you should be paying attention to. You know what I mean? Okay, so where we at? Any
So we don't have any questions online right now.
No sweat. Anyone's in the class. All right.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
As a lot of things escalate right now, in Americana, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always a good, and I say to Wada to command in general and all the men above, yourself
Right.
being part of the Caribbean as well now, because
Most
the
likely.
Caribbean always have a stronghold, or always like to venture into America as a background, let me say, for any economic building or building in their life,
Right.
in the Caribbean, right? So it's good to really have that insight, or I always want to like to find when things like this happen now, for brothers and sisters who viewing online, to know that this is not a joke. The reality is real, live. Things taking place right in front of our faces. So it's a good reminder to know that truth But I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth, where brothers and sisters should really get all the information, to know what's going on right now. So the question is that, for brothers and sisters that seeing what's going on, that we should really pay attention and, take heed, to what you all bringing out right now, because the information very pertinent and very important for us right now. So if you could share light on that, I don't know if you're on that tonight.
Come on, hit me with the question one more time.
Right. It's like what taking place in America right now that Black people in the Caribbean or in Trinidad should be aware of, and not time to sleep.
Okay, meaning like that. Okay, I get you. You saying even though it's y'all not directly in mainland America, you saying what how you should function, how you should operate, or what to look for now that seeing what's going on in America, right?
Can because a lot of us getting deported as well now. Who thought that America was the home. So
Oh, for real?
yeah, can.
No,
Just recently it had I think was about how much? 23? About 23 people, came back or get deported back then. It was like people who was like in the 50s, 60s, around the older age now, who was.
So you might be seeing me sooner than later. I didn't know that. I might be down there next week. God damn. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that at all. Okay, like what's definitely with what's going on now, right? Trump and his whole crew, they're definitely like provocateurs. They're provoking a certain situation to really inspire fear and chaos, right? And they would come from the background or the mindset of those who think out of chaos is order, right? Some of these devils, they believe that having a chaotic situation, a situation that's out of control, is better because there's the opportunity to recreate things how you want it to be. You get the point? That's a school of thought. That's a philosophy that some people fully believe in, that you make the chaos, you make the everything just upside down, and now you could rebuild. It's like breaking a puzzle apart, and now you could put it back together how you want it to be. So that's really what's going on. And they're exercising their hatred for the 12 tribes, particularly the Latino tribes, to drive more instability, more fear, more just to be evil and cruel to the 12 tribes of Israel, right? I haven't heard anything about Arabs getting deported or Afghanis or Ukrainians, right? I see they brought South Africans and given them, full out residency and citizenship or whatever else it is. So it's definitely the rules don't apply for everybody. You understand? The rules don't apply for everybody. But now, going on to your question, with all that in the background, Israel had to decide who you're going to stand with. And you can't stand with the Lord when things is going great and, fine and dandy and perfect. You can't do that. You're going to have to stand with the Lord whether it's up or it's down. And that we in that time more than ever before, we in that time where you're going to have to figure out, which side you're on. It's very much that. And which side you're on, and if you're going to stay on that side. All right. So the deportations, it's rough, but things could be worse. It could be in Gaza. You could be waking up, on the West Bank tomorrow morning, which is hell, absolute hell on earth. You get the point? Now we're going to have to realize, okay, who is really the oppressor? Who is really the devil the Bible speaks of? Who is the one who dragging us before the court? Who is the one who being evil to us without warrant, without any sort of cause, real cause, any damn way. So that's as Israel, we're gonna have to see that for what it is, and you got to make a choice. Like, it's to the time now where you have to choose. You have to really figure out which God you're serving. You understand? Which God you're actually absolutely serving. All right. So I'm gonna answer it throughout the class. All right. So what?
Answer to what?
All right. First off, give me second Ezra's. So I could read it if anything. You got it?
Answer.
I don't want to y'all could read it, right? Give me second Ezra chapter 9 and 1. And we'll start right there. And then, of course, if anybody have any questions, just raise your hand. And if it is anything online, just type it in.
Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
He answered
you wasn't
me.
able to put it into the holder?
Yeah, constantly.
Oh, okay. No sweat. Well, you keep that one, all right? He'll pass that one around, all right? Go ahead.
Second Ezra 9 and 1.
I have it in a safe if you want me to read it.
It's up to you. You'll figure it out. Just don't play cards over this shit.
Can't answer. Right? I'll take it on the censor. Right?
No sweat.
Can. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. Verse 2. Then
don't do the verse 2 and verse 3. Just read.
Cancel.
I read it again from the top. Just read it. Just continue reading until I tell you stop.
All right, cancel. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right? So now this is Ezra here. Ezra is talking to the angel, right? The angel of the Lord. And the angel is okay. Ezra's whole beat from first Ezra, second Ezra. He's frustrated with how things are going. He's absolutely frustrated with it. He wants to know when this will end. He wants to know when will be the parting asunder, the times. I think that's right here. Right? He wants to know, when is the kingdom going to come? When is all these promises going to come? And the angel, how to, explain to him in time, how to check him sometimes. So now he asked the angel, so I'm trying to skip back to see exactly where he asked him, right? He was in the last chapter. And then the angel turned around and answered him and said, hold on. Okay, skip up to the chapter above. And start at verse 60. Second is verse 8 and 60. Hold on. Should I give 59? Hold on. Yeah, 59. You have it up?
I can say me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, come. Mike was muted.
Okay.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 59. For as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so trust and pain.
So first, take your time. Read it again from the top.
Can. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 59.
Mm-hmm.
For as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. For it was not his will that man should come to north.
Right? So he's the angel is explaining things to Ezra like there's time is coming and there's judgment coming for certain people, right? So he's saying thirst and pain is prepared for them. Keep going.
But they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them.
But he's saying, but they which have been created is talking about us, talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. We did not defile the name of the Most High who created us. You get the point? Go ahead.
And were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them.
Right, and that's how we have become. Right, back then and now, we have become unthankful to the Most High. You understand? We thank everybody else but the Lord. You get the point? We give gratitude or we give honor to every other God but the Most High of the Bible. Right? We look towards everything else but the Most High, and it doesn't piss the Lord off. Go ahead.
And therefore is my judgment now at hand.
Go ahead. And that's the time we are now. We're in that time where the Lord's judgment is here. The Lord's judgment is for sure here, running through the earth, not just with the 12 tribes, but with everybody. Right? Go ahead.
These things have I not shewed unto all men, but unto thee, and a few like thee. Then answered, and I said.
Right. So he's saying all these answers I have not shown unto all men. I've shown these unto you, unto a few like you, like Ezra. You get the point? There's some brothers who the Lord sent an angel to, and the angel is explaining the shit to them, explaining the whole thing to them. Ezekiel was another one. You get the point? Hell, Commander General Yahanna, another one. You understand? There's some brothers the Lord talks directly to. You don't talk to the Lord. You say in your prayers, an angel taking your prayers up to the Lord, and the Lord will decide if he's going to grant your prayers or not. But there's always one man who the Lord speaks to. Did it with Moses. You get the point? That's why he said that I've shown these things to you and a few other men like you, but I ain't telling everybody this thing, right? And then Ezra answered unto him. Go ahead. Verse 63.
Behold, O Lord, now hast thou shewed me the multitude of the wonders which thou will begin to do in the last times.
Right? So he's saying, listen, I see that you show me all these wonders and signs, the multitude of things that is going to come in the last days, right? Because Ezra was asking when will all this end? So the angel is running down different things that's going to happen, that's going to be signs that we close. So Ezra says, now that you show me all these things are going to happen in the last days, go ahead.
But at what time thou hast not showed me?
Just like an Israelite. If one thing a nigga gonna do, a nigga gonna nigga. I was just talking about that shit. A nigga is going to nigga. You know what I mean? He's like, listen, I see you tell me all these prophecies, but nigga, you ain't tell me when, which is what he want to know. And okay, I'm making light of it, but Ezra is absolutely frustrated with how we live in. He's fed up of being under the heathens. You got to read the book of Ezra, right? First and second Ezra. He's tired of playing dumb to the heathens that ruling over him. He fed up of it. And he's so mad at one time the angel had to check him and be like, nigga, who you talking to? You don't know there's an angel of the Lord. You can't talk to me like that. And he had to check him and put him in his place. Like, you can't do this. You can't do that. Who the hell is you to talk? You understand? But really it comes from a frustration from being oppressed. It's like, I hear you with these prophecies. I hear you with all these things. But when? What time? Because he want to know how much longer he had to suffer. In his mind, that's how he's internalizing it, which is how Israel internalizes it. You get the point? How much longer do I have to deal with this? How much longer we have to watch this happen and be powerless? How much longer do I have to suffer? He said, I see you telling me all these things, and I'm grateful for it, and nobody else knows these things, but you ain't telling me when. You still ain't telling me when. All right? Go ahead. And now we come to verse chapter 9.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
The angel just turning right back around. He say, measure the time diligently. And that's an old school saying. Like, how do you measure time? Like, you can't pull a tape out and measure, the sun moving or the circumference of the clock and measure, literally measure time. You can't measure time, but he's saying measure it, meaning like how we talk, check the time, or you sleep, man, you ain't woke. You get the point. It's high time you wake up. You know what I mean? I've had enough of this. Time for a change. That's all iterations of measure the time diligently. He said, measure the time diligently. Go ahead. In itself. Read from there, from in itself.
And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
So he's saying that. He's saying these things I told you before. When you see part of these things come to pass, when you see part of these prophecies come to pass, like I told you before, then you're going to understand that this is the beginning of the time where the Lord is going to visit the earth. And the Lord we're in the time that he's visiting the earth right now. He's beginning to visit the earth. Right. So again, he didn't give Ezra a time, but he let him know what to look for. He's letting him know the different signs he told him in the past. Right. As he running down through these two books, 1st Ezra and 2nd Ezra. He ran down certain things that's going to happen, certain things that's to look for. We also know some of them prophecies in Matthew 24. Right. Give me some of them in Matthew 24. Just pull it. Go ahead. You could pull it if you don't mind. Okay. All right, just say where you are too, and they'll run down with this. All right. Still hold Ezra 9. All right.
This is Matthew 24 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
So first, of course, you're gonna have many coming to deceive you. Many coming to say, I am him, or come here or come over there. Like, this is the house of the Lord. And they coming to deceive you. Trump is one. He trying to crown himself king down there. He trying to crown himself like he is the end all and be all of everything. And he's deceiving many. Your Christian preachers is just like that. Your imams, all your religious leaders, it's the same, right? And then you're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. And of course, I think, since late 90s, maybe, late 80s or 90s, it's been a consistent season of war. It's more consistent now over the last maybe 5 to 10 years. There's been a consistent presence of war. But I believe it's been really maybe 80s or 90s is when it started with, you could say damn near from Vietnam all the way up, where it's a consistent climate of war. You had, of course, World War I and II. Those lasted for a period of time, but after that, there was no war. But now, you had wars popping up here, there, and everywhere. Wars and rumors of wars. That's what you want to look for. Shepard? You good? Right, that's what you want to look for: wars and rumors of wars, and it's been the rate of it, or the frequency of wars and rumors of wars have been rising probably since, I guess, Vietnam all the way come forward. It's been rising. It's been an increase of wars, and they're gonna war. They go into war. They're coming together. Stop. War break out. Stop. War over here and a war over there. And these people, they about to fight too. It's wars and rumors of wars. And it's happening so much A lot of people in the world is looking at it and they'll be like, well, it's always been like this. It hasn't always been like this. You just carnal. It's been like this if you lived for a long time, what we call a long time. Let's say what's a long time people say that if somebody's lived on average?
80 years.
You're an 80-year-old person. You done seen what? Almost the Great Depression just after that. So you've been hearing about it, but think about somebody who before that. The biggest wars was World War I and II. And that was it, really. There was no, Gaza. There was no Ukraine and Russia. There was no Pakistan and India. There was no civil war in Sudan, Eritrea and Ethiopia. All of that is going on all now. It's simultaneous. It's going on right now, all together. You get the point? Consistently for so long, which is why these are the last days. You get the point? These here are the last days. All right. Let's go. Go ahead. Any more in Matthew 24?
Khan. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
See that, read it one more time.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
For all these things what?
Must come to pass.
For all these things what?
Must come to pass.
For all these things what?
Must come to pass.
All these things must come to pass. That's what the Christian church is not telling you. The Christian church is teaching you to go ahead and pray for peace and pray for things to end. You want to pray for prophecies to be fulfilled. That's what you want to pray for. You want to pray for, you want to say the Lord's Prayer. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You want the Lord's will to be done. You want the prophecies to be fulfilled. You want whatever the Lord wants to happen, let that thing happen. Because all these things must, not maybe, not we hoping, these things must come to pass in order for what Ezra wants to happen. What we all want to happen. You get the point? Like you want ICE to be powerless? These wars have to happen. These wars absolutely have to happen. It's like you can't have one without the other. You get the point? You have to pray that these oppressors go to war. Because if they go to war, there'll be no soldier to spare to send to Los Angeles. You get the point? The whole reason they got soldiers to go to LA to oppress the Issachar and Zebulun and everybody else out there is because they ain't fighting. They need to go to war. They need to get deployed. They need to go somewhere else. They're idle. They don't have nothing to do. Trump bringing what, 5,000 soldiers to DC this weekend, right? 5,000. He just have to spare for pomp and circumstance, for nothing. For nothing. They're just there just to be there and to help inflate his ego more and to celebrate him more. You got 5,000 men who need to eat 3 meals a day. It's hot as shit. So they got to bring what? 1 million gallons of water. They got money and resources to throw away because they're not fighting nobody. You want that to stop. Pray for war. Pray for it. Pray that it breaks out. Pray that somebody fall asleep on the button and launch the missile. Pray for it. Just pray somebody just drop their phone on the button. Oh shit. Missiles going everywhere. Because that now they don't have time to oppress us. Now they just don't have the manpower. They're running and screaming and crying because wars is done broken out. You get the point? They need the wars to happen and the rumors of wars. These things must come to pass. Go ahead.
For these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
But the end is not yet. There's still some more to go. You understand? These things have to happen, but the end is not yet. So which means what? You're still going to have to hold on. And the only way you're going to hold on is you're going to have to choose which God you serve. You're going to have to make a choice which God you're serving. Now you're drawing the line in the sand. At this point here, now you're figuring out, okay, I'm on this side. Or I'm on this side. But when you choose, that's it. You can't cross now. We at the end. This is it. You get the point? Any more?
Con. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Right, nation against nation is race wars. Nation is another word for race. Race gonna rise against race. Go ahead.
Con.
And kingdom against kingdom, of course, is all these empires. You know, the white man's kingdom versus the Arab kingdom, the African kingdom versus the Chinese kingdom, the East Indian kingdom versus whoever else. Go ahead.
And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Right. And listen, that's what's going on. Famine, pestilence, earthquakes. I ain't got to tell you about all the recalls that's happening. I ain't got to tell you about all the pestilence that's going on. Every week is a recall on this for salmonella. Every week is a recall on that for something else. Them other countries in Europe, South Africa, all them places, they used to have these, they probably still do, but they had pestilence with mice. And I'm talking about mice that you have not seen this amount of mice. I don't care. Even during COVID, you know, during COVID, DC had a mice problem. It was all them restaurants was just, you know, locked up with the food. Brother, you have not seen mice like this. You could probably look it up. There's footage. I'm talking about, you ever see an open field? And it looks like the soil is moving. But it's mice. I mean, ridiculous amount of mice. Like, what? I don't know what we're talking about. It's like Piper type shit. You get the point? Like, that's what's happening. You know, locusts and, you know, germs and the different parasites that attack crops. There are a whole ton of, you know, that's going on a whole lot. We had what recently with the eggs? The avian flu, bird flu, avian flu, whatever was affecting the damn eggs. Like, that's happening. And as he's telling Ezra, you look for part of these signs, then you'll know this is the time that the Lord is beginning to visit the earth. You found it?
I believe so.
Let me know when you're playing it, all right? Should I take it up from there, please? Matthew 24.
Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
All these are the beginning of sorrow.
Say it again.
All these are the beginning of sorrow.
Say it one more time.
All these are the beginning of sorrow.
Brother, you think it's bad now. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. The people in Gaza right now think it's bad. This is just the beginning. These are the beginning of sorrows. It's going to be a time in the earth, brother. It's going to be utter mourning. Absolute utter mourning going on in the earth. Deep sadness because of affliction. Because the Lord done put the press on the earth. Go ahead. You got it, Bukash?
Yes.
Right? As you see the ton of mice there, it's absolutely ridiculous. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going to deliver us up to be afflicted. And in part, you know, that's what's going on, like, you know, now, in part. You see what's going on with Issachar and Zebulun and who else? Naphtali. You know, so I've said Benjamin, but not in bulk like how they do in them Latino tribes. Like, we being absolutely afflicted and given up to be afflicted. You know what I mean? And in a ridiculous type of way. What's going on?
Showing
they're showing the mice?
Yeah.
Yeah, they see how they covered everything.
Concept.
Brother, you can't breed that amount of mice. Like, that's a plague from the Lord. You get the point? Like, that's a plague. And I think that was in South Africa. That ain't even here. Australia. Shit, I forget one of them old damn countries them oppressors is. Come on.
So, like, I was just about to ask you about what was flooding everything in Australia. So it was Australia you was talking about.
Flooding in Australia?
Yeah, because I saw that before when it was out. I thought it was either tarantulas or mice. I was gonna ask you, what was that in Australia?
It could, well, right. I'm thinking South Africa, but it's Australia, right? And y'all could look it up too and check it out. So all these are the beginning of sorrows, and we being given up to be afflicted because we are the Lord's people, right? And there's something about us, even though we right now don't consciously know who we are as a people. The heathens hate us with, I mean, they got energy for us. They don't got energy for everybody else, but us, they got absolute energy for. They'll stop fighting each other to harm us. because there's something about harming us that gives them total relief. It relieves their stress. It relieves their, their cabin fever. It relieves their, their wanting for money, whatever is going on in their world. If they want to get rid of it, you abuse Black and Latino and first nation people. You do that, you're gonna be just fine. Go ahead.
Slack, if I may, would it be something like how the folklore is passed down from generation to generation? But like in the book of Joshua, when Moses was coming through, and they had heard about what happened in Egypt, and everybody was scared of us. Then when we came through the land, the Lord helped us defeat all of them. And like in all actuality, the whole world actually knows who we are. They know that we came through and punished everybody, and they just got a vengeance about us. That's why.
Well, the Lord punished everybody. We really didn't do anything. We did nothing, and the Lord didn't have no issue with them back then. Like, we was just passing through. They thought it was on something else, and they in turn was cruel to us, and the Lord made them pay for it. But if they just leave us the hell alone, they'll have no problems. You get the point? That's the lesson to learn. Like, they leave us the hell alone, brother, they're going to have a life that's way better than what they're living now, and they're not going to have the problems that they're about to have because they done harm in the children of Israel. You get the point? They think that all the military gear and the helmets and the vests, the Kevlar vests, and their rifles and the what's called that plastic thing, not the handcuffs, what's called zip ties. They're all the zip ties. They think all the eye in the sky, all them helicopters all over the place, and all the internet drag nets that they could just monitor everything. They think that there's safety in that, and they have no idea what the Lord will do to them, or can do to them, which is the bigger thing. Like, there's one thing to gauge an enemy based on what you think he could do. It's like fighting a man or a boxer, and you think his reach is here, and somehow you didn't see he have an extra shoulder. I'm just, saying that to be facetious. You didn't know he could actually reach here. You get the point? You didn't know, and you playing the fool with this man until you get hit. Like, the Lord can do something to your brother, and you would not see it coming. You wouldn't know where it came from, but you will sit and think, how could this happen? It could only be the Lord. It could only be the Lord that could make this person show up exactly at this time for some foul shit to happen to you. Like, how in the hell that happened? The Lord was against you. You get the point? The Lord could bring some plague that started from nothing, like literal nothing. You get the point? Like, you all remember the fires. There were some fires a few years ago, and it burnt out. Was it Colorado? I forget where. When I say what it is, you could look it up. It burns out all the vegetation, right? And after that, there was, a ton of rain, and then somehow everything froze over. So the Lord done stripped the ground of all the trees, anything that could hold up when rainfall. And then there was tremendous flooding, and then everything just froze all the way over. And all the farmers was complaining because all the livestock died. There was a ton of cows that was just out in the field frozen. How the hell that happened? Like, who you gonna blame at that point? Like, with one fire, you praying for rain. The rain come out the fire, yay! And then the flood. And then ice come. You could look it up. I think it's Colorado or somewhere. I mean, all the livestock, brother, they was dead in the field. Or I might even have it backwards. It might be rain and then the fire came. But they was hurt. They was hurt over weather. You get the point? Like, the Lord can really do something to you because you don't want to leave his people alone. And that's where we're at right now. And these are the beginning of sorrows. Keep going.
And they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Right? And that's what's going on. It's been going on. Deliver us up to be afflicted. Today, slaughtering us in the street. and we're gonna be hated of all nations. All these nations are hating us, and they hate us more when we say we're not African. Somehow you say you're not African, it's a horrible you know what you mean you're not African. You look like an African, nigga. So what? We ain't African. You tell them you're a real Jew, they hate you even more. The Ethiopian can say he's a Jew and show him love. Anybody else could claim something, but they hate us so much more for being who we really are. Keep going. You found it yet, Bakwash?
Found something.
What does it say?
It's crazy. It says 144,000 livestock dead after a huge flood.
Brother, I'm trying to tell you, was it Australia? No, I think this thing happened here. But it maybe I didn't hear about that in Australia.
There's another one. Yeah.
Okay, what year was that?
This year.
That was this year. Okay, this what I'm talking about happened here was a few years ago. I don't think it was before COVID. I think it was in COVID. But read that one. I'll take that one.
Over 144,000 livestock dead after huge floods caused carnage in northern Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Farmers in Queensland, Australia have suffered huge losses after floods engulfed over 500,000 square kilometers, more than 123 million acres of the outback, causing carnage to farms, and livestock. The most recent figures from Queensland Department of Primary Industry suggest that 144,000 livestock, mostly cattle, sheep, and goats, have been killed in the floods, which were results of heavy rains across the state.
Right. So they had their fair share of it, or the Lord brings some weather. But this thing I'm talking about was a back-to-back something. Either the fires came first and the floods after, or the floods came first and then the fires came. This was a few years ago. It could be Colorado or what some other places up there, Nebraska and Montana, all them type of areas that's like open farm, real cattle industry type places. It was one of them places, and they was brother. These farmers was hurt. They was hurt over this shit. They couldn't understand it. Let's keep going.
Verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another.
Yikes.
And shall hate one another.
Imagine that. Like as the pressure going on, as the oppression is happening, and the pressure increasing, many gonna be offended. And what else? And betray one another and hate one another. And I mean, brother, just driving in the street, that's down there what's going on. You down there to drive 5 in the morning and about 10 o'clock at night if you want to just be free and alone. Just driving in the street alone, the whole vibe is very, very different. It's down there like after COVID, everybody's halfway and crazy and not out their mind. There's a ton of dissension going on in the spirit. These things is happening, and it's happening for a reason. You get the point? Like all these even what you're seeing with Trump and them, with Trump and his boy Elon, like how he turned on him. Like that's a lot of that is happening in the earth all over, in every sphere you could think of. It's happening, and all these things is signs of the times. You get the point? Keep going. If you can't find a book, don't sweat it. You found something?
I think I found something.
Come on with it.
Saying it is happened in Nebraska and Iowa, causing $1.6 billion
in losses, right?
Kind of.
Brother, these farmers was down there crying out. I remember it. Go ahead.
It was in 2019.
Come on.
Did this happen? It says as a blizzard's huge snowdrift melted in some areas of the western Midwest, and flood waters slowly recede in Nebraska, and some other states hit hard by flooding, agricultural losses are starting to come into focus. Some farmers and ranchers are scrambling to save cattle and add up financial impact from weather disasters that struck almost 2 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah, it was a ridiculous weather, event that happened. And it was a blizzard, and bro, I remember ice and then flooding, or flooding and ice. But whatever it was, brother, they lost so much cattle, ridiculous cattle, and it came at a time where they would normally have the cattle in the field. Like it's not like these cattle is put up somewhere. And brother, they lost that. How much billion they said?
1.6 billion.
$1.6 billion lost in 2 weeks. You want to play with the Lord? Go ahead.
Like, was that around the same time when like that whole side, like even Texas got snow?
I think that happened recent. That was like 2 or 3 years ago. This was 2019. You get the point? But it happened a few times. So who the hell knows? You get the point? It happened a few times. Remember last year, North Carolina, they experienced one of them hurricanes. I don't know if you remember, right? One of them rich areas in North Carolina experienced hurricane. Some old storm came through and tore everything up. And right after that, I think it knocked out all the power, destroyed a lot of shit. And right after that, they had that cold front come through and freeze everything. Like the Lord ain't nothing to play with when he ready for you. Like you can't box with him, you can't fight him. You can't come up against him. What you gonna do? He going to kill you. He gonna drown you and laugh. You get the point? It's like, what are you trying to do? All right, let's keep going. Any more in Matthew 24? Anything relevant, or we could get back to Ezra's?
Start to go into many false prophets.
No sweat. Let me get Ezra's. Let's go back to Ezra's.
Book of Ezra's. Book of Second Ezra's, chapter 9. When we started 1 again, sir.
No, where we stopped off.
I think
2. So let's go with chapter 3. Verse 3.
Oh, Slot, we were on verse 2.
You can read 2 again if you need to.
I'm constant. Verse 2. Book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Go ahead.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
All right, read verse 3 again, 3 and 4.
Come, sir. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
When you should see earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And we in that time now. We in the time of them earthquakes, probably 5-6 years now. Just earthquakes happening in diverse places, which is one of the prophecies he's telling Ezra here and Matthew 24. And uproars of the people. That's what's going on right now. Brother, I couldn't imagine eventually. I think somebody I was talking to last week, either you or Kazaka or Warium, about if they were deporting Arabs in the way they was deporting Latinos, there would be bombs going off all over America. Them Arabs would just drive the car through crowds, blow up a building. They would go to hell off. And our people, we ain't doing that. Not that we can't do it, but we ain't trying to be doubly wrong. We ain't trying to, be wrong with this shit. And it just seemed like this riot in LA just happened just overnight. Just uproars of the people. That's what's happening. Uproars of the people. The people are, they have something to complain about, and it's the whole spirit is in the earth for it. Go ahead.
And the Arabs, dropped 2 towers and a few planes. And they didn't get half of
there was no mass move to deport nobody.
What's going on right now?
Yep. There was no mass move to deport nobody. In fact, more of them came since 9/11. More of them was given, access to America since 9/11. And they dropped 2 of your towers. And shit, before they dropped the towers, they had the car bomb. You remember the car bomb was like the year before, it was 93 it was? Shit, I was thinking the year before, but I know it was happened prior, where they tried to drop the tower and something happened. I think one of the cars didn't make it or some shit like that, or it blew up at the wrong place, but it was in the parking lot of the damn tower.
It just didn't have enough.
It just didn't have enough. Not enough. You get the point? But since then, they never treat them Arabs the way they treat Issachar or Zebulon, the so-called Mexicans, El Salvadorians, Guatemalans. They ain't treat them Arabs like that. So now it's going to be uproars of the people. So now, not only do you have the anti-ICE protests, you have what's going on, anti-Trump protests. If anything else happened with Russia and Ukraine, that's going to be more protesting. Anything else happened with Gaza and with Palestine and Israel, that's going to be more. You're going to have uproars of the people going on now. You know what I mean? And that's prophesied in the Bible. Go ahead.
verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right, and when you see that, you're going to realize that the Lord spoke of these things, in prophecy before you and even before the beginning. Like what's happening now, it has to happen. It absolutely has to happen. And I'm not saying the ice raids and the deportation, but just in general, everything you've seen in the earth, it's just that time, it's just that season. It's that season and it's that time, and you're gonna have to stand with the Lord, no matter what may come. You're gonna have to be able to stand with the Lord at that time. The Christian church is not preparing nobody for it, neither is the Muslim mosque. You get the point? They're not preparing anybody for that trial, that worry, that stress that's going to become on most people's minds over what's going to happen going forward. You get the point? That's it's these religions is not preparing anybody for it, because first off, the religions are saying we should be peaceful and love everybody when that's not in the Bible. If you would really understand the Bible, you would understand that what's going on now is signs of the times, and these is the times we're in, with the last days. The Lord is beginning to visit the earth, and this is a time when now we got to really make sure everything is spick and span and get all the way right with the Lord. And now it's time for you to come into the truth and serve the Lord, versus wandering out in the street anymore, wandering out in the world anymore. Like now is a time where if you asking the question, the UPK has the answer. That's plain, plain as day right now. There's a lot of people asking questions about what the hell is going on. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? You need to find the UPK. The UPK is the answer and has the answer. All right, where we at?
Verse 5, sir.
Keep going.
Verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Just like anything that's made in the world has a beginning and it has an end, and the end. The end. Like there's an end coming. You go to watch a movie, that at some point the movie is gonna be over. You make food, at some point the food gonna be gone. The end is made manifest. Damn near, even when they make movies, they make the end first. Not saying they film it first, but the concept of the conclusion has to be there, and then they write backwards. That's how everything fits. They know where this has to end. You have to know where you're gonna end, and then you could, piece it together. You could put everything together to reach there. The end is made manifest, and he's saying this here is the end. This here is right here where we're seeing. This is what the Bible said would happen. All right, keep going.
Even so, the times also of the highest have planned beginnings in wonder.
Plain beginnings.
Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs.
Right? It's same thing with the Most High. Same thing with the Most High. He would have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, but the endings in effects and signs. Like you're gonna know the end is coming. You're gonna know it's gonna be made manifest. Right? It's going to be made manifest. What's another sign the end is coming? What's another sign how the Lord manifested the end is no, it's now. I need a precept for it. There's one I'm looking for, but let me hear what you all have. See, in the beginning is wonders and powerful works. Just like in the beginning, the Lord said, let there be light, wonders and powerful works. The flood, fire and brimstone, Sodom and Gomorrah. And the endings, effects and signs. What's a sign that we have that we at the end?
That man of sin is being revealed.
I'll take that. But not so much, because a lot of people don't yet, A lot of people ain't there yet. Go ahead.
Like you know, way more than before. We got the internet now. You can see what he's doing.
That's true, but it's still not a whole, you know, cry of, okay, he's the devil. You get the point? It's still not a whole, but it's more than before. So I'll take that, but there's something else. Right? There's something else. It totally says it. Look what? You had it?
Something online.
All right, go ahead. I'm here.
Credit for it. Hebrew of Hebrews says, 2nd Ezra 6:9-19. It says, for Esau is the ending of the world, and Jacob is the beginning.
Give him a hand. That's he pulled the precept straight out, bro. Hebrew of Hebrew got to come teach the class, huh? Right? Give me that. Give me 2nd Ezra 6, verse 7 through 9. Right? Just a chapter or two before. All right, I'm gonna take that one. That for sure is clear as day. All right, this is Ezra again. Whoever have it read. Let's not wait too long.
Huh? This 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
You see, this is Ezra again talking to the angel. He's asking him again. When? Ezra is totally fed up. He's a brother in a prison cell. And they're saying you're gonna get free. When? You know, the guard gonna come down and open the cell. When? You know, they're gonna get new clothes. When? Like he getting all the prophecy, but he don't want to hear all that shit. He needs to know 6 a.m. because he's fed up. And if you read through the whole thing, he's when I'm tired. Why there's a part in here. He said, why did I have to be born in this generation to witness these heathens over me? Why couldn't I have been born in another generation? I could have dealt with that shit. And the angel had to check him and say, listen, man, every generation has its problems. And the problems in one generation would have killed the other one. And Ezra, he couldn't really understand what he was saying. Down there, he's saying, like, those of the generation that was in slavery, or no, let me even go that far. The generation that was in Jim Crow couldn't survive the crack epidemic. And the generation that was in the crack epidemic couldn't survive Jim Crow. You get the point? But Ezra, whichever one he was in, he was fed up. He was like, why do I have to be here? These heathens, they're nothing. The Lord, whoever repeated to be spittle, they over us. And I'm tired of playing second. I'm fed up with them. He said, why did I have to be born here? And he's like, yes, in the young blood, you couldn't handle no other generation. Every generation could handle what the Lord gave them and nothing else. It would kill the other one. Go ahead.
Sidebar, but on point. So LeBron couldn't play back then, and Michael Jordan couldn't play now.
Brother, you ain't gonna pull me into that mess. You'll be talking about that on the chariot. The Lord's gonna make both of y'all fly. Everybody gonna be everybody. Let's get off. All right. So he's asking, he said, what will be the parting asunder at the time? Meaning, when will the change come? Yeah, I hear you talking, but I'm fed up with this shit. And that's how it is with us. You come into the truth, brother. Round about year 4, so if you're around long enough, you start to be like, well, you know, when the sky gonna crack, you'd be like, well, shit, I done put 4 years in. Yeah, think about your life before. You was very committed to sin before. You was very, very committed before. Just, you know, go ahead and work your way up the ladder. Go ahead.
Slacky. I was talking to a brother, and the brother was talking about how the way another older brother was just rocking out at camp, and he was saying, you know, man, one day I wish, you know, I can be, you know, that older brother rocking out in camp. And I'm like, slow down. Slow down. I don't want Craig to come back that long.
Yeah. You don't want to be that older brother at camp. You're gonna be the older brother in the kingdom.
Right. I'm like, slow down.
You say, shit, you wanna be here that long? Nigga, I'm trying to get out. That's how we all are. And you know, you had to be able to deal with what's going on. You gotta choose, you know, who you're standing with and understand. That's the biggest thing. Ezra didn't understand what the hell was going on. He's a brother and like any other Israelite. We just want this shit to be over.
Right.
We don't want the shit. We don't want a second longer. But what we don't understand is why we in it. We have to understand why we in it. Like this here is part of our punishment. We earn this shit. This is like the Lord is not unjust in what he does. We earned this position we in here now. We did it all the way up. Like we made Allah famous. Remember that Malcolm X shit with the hand signal? That went around the world, you know. Like we made Islam popular. Forget about Rastafarianism. We done made these gods insanely popular. How you think that the Lord feel? And think about everything before. Like we came out of Egypt. We came out of Egypt. We saw the firstborn die or heard it. Woke up the next morning. Got pushed out of Egypt with gold and all the jewels from Egypt. Followed Moses with a pillar of fire by night to light the area. Imagine you walking, you had to think like down in the country. Don't think like city like DC. Think like down country when you're coming back. Some of them roads out of North Carolina or going down Alabama where there's no lights. The only light on the highway is yours. And the moon is not out. Pitches, that shit is pitch black. It's thick. And there's a huge pillar of fire from the ground to the sky to give you all light. By day, there's a cloud over you moving, which is a chariot. Moving, leading you, protecting you, everything. We complain to Moses. Moses say, all right, in the morning, go out there and pick up all the grain and all the bird you could find. Quail and manna fell from the sky. We didn't have to go work for it. We didn't have to go hunt quail. We got chicken and bread. We complain too much. We want to go back to Egypt. We want to get the flesh pots. We want to get this, that, the other. Moses went and get the tablets, the tokens. Come back down. We done take all the gold and make a calf, a golden calf, to say we're going back to Egypt. You get the point? This is after Moses done split the sea. Where you walk through water, brother, where there's a huge wall, like we got to be 200 feet up. Water like an aquarium. And you walk through that thing and you see Pharaoh and his army get drowned in that shit. And we still wanted Egypt back. We still made a golden calf, brother. We are hard-headed people. We're hard-headed. We stiff-necked. And you explain that to a Negro today, he'll say, yeah, I hear that, but that's God, though. God, he God. He don't get offended. He ain't a man. Okay. Serve them 400 years then. Do it gladly. We earned this. You see this shit we in here? You mad about it? Think about how mad he had to be to put us in it. Just think about how furious he had to be to put us in this situation. We made him that mad. We made him jealous. We gave our love to a God who couldn't do nothing for us. Where the hell is Allah in Gaza? Where is he in Palestine? He ain't helping one Palestinian do shit. But we made him popular. We made him great. Ezra didn't understand that. He was fed up with the punishment like any child would be. Can I come out of the room now? Can I turn the game on now? Can I get back on the internet? No, nigga. Sit there. That's not what the child say. That's not fair. You only doing this to me because you're an adult. Not because of what you did. That's what Ezra didn't understand. He didn't get it. The whole I would advise you read the whole 2 books. First Ezra and second Ezra. You'll really get to understand and you'll see yourself. You'll see Israel in Ezra. You could see it. As he goes forth and he argues more, you get to see, okay, he just fed up with the shit. And that's how we feel today. We're fed up of it. Right? So he's saying, when will these times come on?
Like, I just had a question on what you said, what you're saying about the, you know, the pillar of fire and the cloud. Now, did we see like a cloud like we see outside, or was it like a circular chariot?
I can't say what the shape of the cloud was, but the cloud moved with them. I ain't never seen a cloud move with nothing. The cloud do what the hell it want to do. This cloud moved with them. Wherever they was going. When they stopped, the cloud stopped. When they move, the thing moving, and it's they following the cloud. And you know from Ezekiel, the chariots are a cloud enfolding in itself, like a cloud, like almost like smoke, but it's a cloud. When Christ ascended, they said he went up into a cloud because the chariots are hidden in the cloud. You watch the movie Independence Day. How the white man portrayed the chariot. Will Smith went outside with the garbage, and they see this cloud enfolding in itself, and then the flying saucer just come out of the cloud. That's from the Bible. That's from the Bible. They're trying to make you gear up to fight Christ when he returns. That's what every alien movie is about. That is about making you, get used to the whole thing. It's slowly cooking you. It's gradualization. It's showing showing two men kissing on TV in 2005. And now there's cartoons with two kids who know what they're, I'm non-binary. In them, 20 years or so, they just gradualize everybody into this is the norm. You get the point? This is the norm. That's what every alien movie is about. It's trying to make you fight Christ. You understand?
Okay.
So that's where you go ahead.
Here's a question online.
Come on.
It's a question from Amanabath. She says, Salagi, sir, we were so crazy. What made us think that the Egyptians would have taken us back after the death of all those who came after us when we left?
Oh, because Pharaoh came for us. Remember, Pharaoh didn't. That's why he chased after us. What do you think he was chasing after us to do? To kill us? No. Pharaoh, just think like today. We separate from America. They're sending the military for you. Do you think the military is coming to kill you? No. You the thing that keeps this place up. You the thing that keeps this place afloat. You get the point? Like they ain't trying to get rid of you. They're just trying to turn you into a better battery to power this place. But they don't really want us gone. Like what are you talking about? They don't really want us gone. The governor of California, he knows that. He knows he will not have a state without the Mexicans. He knows that without El Salvadorians. He knows it, which is why he's like, don't send no national guard, due process. Trump is like, F all of that. We're going to put everybody in jail and then we're going to turn the prison into an industry. It's two devils just with a different approach to what to do with the dog. One wants to keep the dog outside, put a spike collar on him, feed him, the bare essentials to keep him lean, go abuse him every now and then so he becomes vicious, and he'll just bite anybody that comes to the door. Somebody else wants to keep the dog inside, train the dog to go get the paper, jump up on the couch and sit. Train the dog to use the toilet. There's people who do that shit. There's dogs that use the inside toilet. Now, is the owner still an owner? Yes. Is the dog still a dog? Yes. That's America. That's a Democrat. That's a Republican. That's them. It's the same devil. They just have different ideals about how to handle the dog. But the dog is a dog, though, to them. You get the point? That's us in America. That's what it is. So it's not that what's the question she asking? Just word it back to me.
Basically, she was saying, why do we think that they would take us back after all the deaths?
They definitely would. They definitely would take us back, and also more so, not so much that we think they're going to take us back. We loved Egypt so much, we would have made them take us back. You ain't never seen an Israelite trying to gain an inch in the workforce from a white man. He starts singing out. Brother, there's a brother who got sentenced He was facing some life sentence, and he wrote a song for the judge and sang it in the courtroom. Y'all never seen the video? You can go look it up yourself. He said, Judge, I wrote this song to express my remorse and started R. Kelly in the courtroom, Mark. I mean, I'm talking about quivering lip singing. We would make them take us back, Mark. You think we can't? You think when Steve Harvey said, I don't give a damn about slavery, what do you think that was? It's both. Master is coming back for his servant. And we will make him take us back. That's what they built the golden calf for. The golden calf was to show the Egyptians, hey, listen, man, we know you all lost some people. Listen, we lost some too. Don't worry about it. Everybody dies. You should look at this calf we built to honor y'all. And they would be singing and dancing and sport, everything to please the oppressor. Just think what one Negro would do for a job. Multiply that by the whole nation. It's multiplied by the entire nation. Go ahead.
So now the calf was symbolic of one of their gods, right?
I believe so. I believe, they like any heathen have gods in every goddamn thing. But they knew it would mean something to the Egyptians. Get the point? Like we would don't think like you any truth. Remember, there was not any truth. That's why the Lord called them the mixed multitude, called us the mixed multitude. You get the point? It was some people who followed Moses, some people who didn't care about Moses that, just did it because and got pushed out because they was Israelites. But they didn't want to leave. Dathan and Korah and them didn't want to leave Egypt. You think right now, if the Lord comes and says, everybody gather in the Mojave Desert, I'm gonna pick you all up from there, you think Oprah is gonna be there? That bitch ain't gonna be there. You gotta go and get her out her house. You gotta get some stormtrooper gotta come in there, or some angel gotta come and open her roof, pull open the roof like this. Oprah, here, you Oprah, come on. And grab Ezekiel said the angel grab him by his hair. You gotta do that shit, and take her to the Mojave Desert. The rich of us is not gonna want to go. They're not gonna want to go. So of course, at the drop of a dime, they want to go back. Think every slave revolution had what? A traitor. And what did the traitor want?
Go back. To
go back. Freedom is goddamn scary, It's a scary thing. It's scary. It's not, freedom for a slave. Remember, you used to being fed. You used to your quarters. Yes, life is hard, but we used to quarters. Now, who's going to secure me? Who's going to make sure nobody kick in the barn door? I have to do that myself. I didn't think I want to fight. Yeah, we don't get prime steak, but shit, them chitlins do be busting. You get the point? Like, that's the condition of our people as a whole. Right now, you could go on the internet and look up Issacharite and Zebulonite families getting split right there on the screen. Tears. And you could go and find Issacharites and Zebulonites saying, Mr. Trumpy, good man. Trump, good man. What do they want?
To go back.
They want to not end up like that. And if they have to, appease him and show them, whatever, Mr. Brother, when I just came to the States, I remember I met this Issacharite brother. I did not know he was Issachar until me and him got in an argument. I thought he was a white boy. He had a white accent. He was from Texas. Brother, and we got in an argument, heated argument. And he starts saying, Daddy Bush. And I was like, Thak was with me. I said, Thak, why the hell are you talking like that? He said, that nigga, a Mexican. He said, he only playing white. And he starts saying, Daddy Bush, man, Daddy Bush. He said, Daddy Bush gonna do this and Daddy Bush gonna do that. Just think about this is a man. This is not a boy we talking about. It's a grown man. I was blown away. You could ask matter of fact the story. I was blown away. I was like, hold up. He a Mexican, but he lives in Texas, and he wants to be with America. He wants to not be free. And on the flip side, he don't want to go back to wherever they came from. It's hell outside of America now. America makes sure every other place is hell on earth. Outside these borders, it's not the same. It's not the same. Whether you're Haitian, whether you're Dominican, you're Jamaican, Trinidadian, Bahamas, wherever you're from, it's not the same. And he makes this place so comfortable. This white man makes this place so comfortable and so convenient. You could get very used to the convenience. And without any understanding, you'll abandon everything for the convenient life he done created for you. But this convenient life means you're a slave. And if you want to get free, you cannot, convenience can't be anywhere in your thoughts. Convenience can't even be in your vocabulary. It can't. It can't, because when he wanted freedom, convenience was what we're talking about. He was rejecting everything British when he wanted freedom. He rejected everything British. They're about to celebrate, what, 250 years of the military this weekend? Y'all don't know the military parade? Oh, y'all ain't up on it. Okay, y'all gonna go downtown and see some tanks. You're gonna see about 200 tanks on the streets of DC, because Trump wants to celebrate 250 years of America's military, which is really the independence down there, 1776. Get the point? And it aligns with his birthday, so they say. I don't know. But, you know, they make sure that you can't do what they do with Britain. Get the point? They rejected everything that was British, because Britain was their colonizer or their oppressor. It's just two white people, but they got fed up with Britain and wanted a place of their own and to do everything of their own. And still, they had what amongst them? Traitors. What was the famous traitor? They had Benedict Arnold. Benedict Arnold, famous traitor. He's thought of as a traitor to them. You get the point? No. Even that, you'll have it. So amongst us, you're going to have the traitors. You're going to have those traitors, and, you know, they're going to have whatever reason. But just keep in mind, America done made everywhere hell. Done made everywhere hell. They just showed on the news today or yesterday, they blew up some building in or some city blocks in Colombia. And it's some militant group that's been existing over 20 years. They just shot one politician in the head. He survived. It's hell outside of America. Trinidad about to go through it. So Trinidad is about to go through it. Remember a few weeks ago, we showed the big plane, the big C-130. Is it C-130 or C-5? C-5, right? Guess what happened in Trinidad last week and a half? Yes. Shapat, help me sister out there. Quickly. Brother, the president of Venezuela said their military caught Trinidadian nationals in Venezuela to do terrorist acts. They said they had the whole plan. They said they confessed everything. And of course, Trinidad's prime minister, that East Indian, saying she don't know nothing about it. These men have nothing to do with nothing. Yeah. This is America. This is America raging war with Venezuela because they want the oil, they want the resources that Maduro has. And they've been long wanting to stage from Trinidad for a long time. And a few years ago, when the leader of the country was an Israelite, he was in the world, he was a bastard, but he had one thing I could say good about him. When Trump pressured him to turn on Maduro, back then he said he has a verbal agreement with Maduro and he will not, no sweat. You gotta leave? Okay, no sweat, no sweat. All right, he has a verbal agreement with Maduro and he will not turn his back on Maduro. He will not turn his back on him, and he stood up for Venezuela. And this was the time where Putin sent two fighter jets down to Venezuela to help Venezuela stave off America. Trump lost the next election. Biden was in. Trump is back for Putin's neck right now. He's back for it. So what you're about to see now is a proxy war between Venezuela and Trinidad, brother, that America is just going to use as an excuse to say, you know what, we need to set up military bases in Trinidad and bring in all these high power weapons. So we'll be closer to monitor Venezuela because they're about to bully Trinidad. That's really what they're setting up. You get the point? But it's, if you think it's bad now, if this thing continues, it's going to be worse. America makes everywhere hell, and they're the only place that's quote unquote heaven. That's how they survive. It's Rome. It's Rome all over again, and that's what Trump is doing. You get the point? So let's get back to Ezra 6 and 8. So I hope that answered the sister question. It's both. They're going to take us back because, you know, we run their country, we run their empire. They ain't going to take us back with open arms, but they're going to take us back. We also are going to make sure we're going to sing and dance and tap. You think Jamal Bryant is going to leave out? That nigga was complimenting Cam Newton about his legs, his glistening legs. You think he's going to leave to go anywhere? You think Diddy going anywhere where there ain't no oil? This, bro, we're gonna run right back to America and beg her. That's who we are. Right? Go ahead.
Oh God. 2 Ezra 6 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him,
mm-hmm.
Jacob's hand held first.
Go ahead. You could go ahead and just read and open it first.
Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Right. And it was said, it was from the time of Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born. Right. Jacob and Esau, you all know, were twins. Born of Abraham, right? Of Isaac, Salakian. Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Esau is the father of the oppressor, right? AKA the devil, the white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, right? Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Go ahead.
For Esau is the end of the world,
mm-hmm.
and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Say it again.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right? Because Esau is the end of the world. Like Esau was the twin that was born first. Esau was that twin that came out first. They was wrestling, they was fighting in the womb. Jacob held Esau's heel because they're fighting, but it's time to be born. So Esau comes out first. Jacob grabs his heel like, nigga, where you going? And that was symbolic because Esau is first. He's going to be the end of the world. And what follows after is Jacob. Jacob's world comes after. So when you see the white man ruling, just know we are the end. This is his world now. What comes next is us. That's what's coming next. Get the point? Come on.
Put me in the game, coach.
Put me in the game, coach. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's our time next. That's what's happening. Keep going.
Verse 10. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question, Ezra asks thou not.
Right? The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand of Jacob and Esau. What does that mean? Let's say man meaning mankind, right? Man meaning mankind. So it's saying, let's say this is man. This is man's hand right here. Why is this not fitting right, man? Right? Let's say this is man's hand right here. This is Jacob's hand. Let's say this is Esau's heel. The hand of man is between. So the rest of the earth, their position is going to serve whoever is on top. Right now, Esau is on top. So under Esau is everybody else. You get the point? The Africans, the Chinese, the East Indians, the Japanese, and under them is us. That's why we are at the bottom of society. Esau is the end of the world. Esau, his time is done. We now gonna be in charge. And everybody just gonna serve us now. And he gonna be on the bottom. Go ahead. Come on.
I was saying, this is how poetic it is, though, you know, when it says everybody's in between us too. You know what I'm saying? So for one of us to be on the top, the other one be under everybody.
That's it. It's trading places. I think it's Isaiah or Jeremiah. It says the turning of things upside down will be greatly esteemed. You get the point? The last shall be first, the first shall be last. That's what has to happen. And the sign that we are at the end is Esau is in charge. And right now, Trump is the quintessential Edomite. He's the quintessential devil. He's a devil. I don't think there's a better devil than him. I think he's the devil of devils, brother. He's running this thing. He's running his ship. He's doing what devils do. Go ahead.
It's a question online, sir.
Come on with it.
A Black King asks, did Edomites exist before Esau?
Edomites are Esau. All right. It's like saying, did a basketball exist before the NBA? Or, not so much that, but it's the same thing. Edomites are Esau. Esau is the father of Edom, right? Or Idumea, right? They're the same. We good? All right.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
So, I had a question, sir, if I may.
Yeah, come on.
Sir, could proof that we're in the end, could you use the precept Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20?
Let me hear it.
Kawakan. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Meaning, like the UPK is the proof that we're close to the end, that people could see us. Or
okay, yes, but there's a better one that says the end more. That one is just more saying that we're not going. The Lord's priests and prophets ain't going to be non-existent anymore. They ain't going to be hidden away anymore.
Right.
But what you want for that one is and the truth came forth last as appointed unto death. I think that's in Acts. I think look up as appointed unto death. Appointed.
Yeah, the 2 Timothy chapter 3. Hold on.
Give me 1 Corinthians 4:9. Let me hear that 2 Timothy one.
Kawakan. This 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers. Nah, this is the wrong one I had pulled, sir.
No sweat. That's good too. That's more signs of the times, right? That's more signs of the last days. Shepard?
Like I believe that's where Captain Soccer War broke down at camp today as America.
Well, anything in the last days is America, to be honest with you. Marriage and giving in marriage, that's we in that time now. You want I think it's 1 Corinthians 4:9. Read that, Kazak, if you have it.
Kawakan. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9. It says, for I think that God hath set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men.
That's the one you want for the UPK, being like, no, we out there and we here and we the last ones. Okay. Like there ain't nothing coming after us. You get the point? You're gonna have your fake Israelites and them trying some shit, but that's nothing. Like we the real deal. You get the point? Right. Like we are this thing, 1969, the Lord set us as a spectacle. Like the UPK is an absolute spectacle, and we was appointed last as appointed unto death, meaning like death is the last thing in a man's life.
Right.
We appointed right there, right at the end of life. Like if you want to break down that part, because that's what you would use. Like we the ones right there, right at the end. There's the brother in G'day one, get a G'day one a hand from I think it's Austin or one of them places down in Texas. He did a speaking, and this Issacharite brother saw the speaking and reposted it, and he was so amazed at what he was saying. And G'day one was just saying, man, we the same people. Blacks and Hispanics, we shouldn't be fighting over the oppressor. We should come together and know that the oppressor is oppressing us both. And the Issacharite brother, he in the world, he got like 1 million followers. He saw it and it moved. That was a spectacle to him.
Right.
You get the point? This is why we dress how we dress, we look how we look, we talk how we talk, because we are a spectacle unto the world at the end, as appointed unto death. Like death is the last thing. We come forth right there, right here now, where everything is done. We here. You get the point, Kazak?
Come, the water too, sir.
No sweat, no sweat. Go ahead, Shabbat.
It's like I know we had moved past it, but I had a precept on Esau being Edom.
You could go ahead. Come on with it.
Come, so the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with some of that red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom.
Edom, because of the red pottage. Esau and Edom is the same thing. They're the same. Esau is the father of Edom, like Jacob is the father of Israel. Right? It's the exact same thing. Where we at? Chapter 9, 2nd Ezra 9. Let's go. Any questions at all off topic?
There was a comment. Yeah, sir.
There's a few. Just line them up, right? I'm gonna get them after. We're almost done here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sir.
6.
Verse 7, sir.
Read 6 again.
Sir. Book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, verse 6. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs.
Right. That's what we just read. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 7. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. Verse 6.
Read that one more time.
Sir. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
Whereby ye have believed. Keep reading, because there's a comma.
Okay. Shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
Right. So now to get through what's going on, brother, you're going to have faith, and you got to believe in the Lord. Again, you're going to have to choose which God you serve. You're just going to have to make the choice. And you're going to have to be down with it and be willing to go through it all. You got to be willing to go through it all to see it through. And a lot of us, because of the Christian church and the mosque and everything else, we ain't going to want to see it through. We're going to want comfort. We're going to want that life of what Esau done created, what Esau done built. You know, the life of, pleasures at your fingertips, pleasure that you don't have to work for. You get the point? We go to slave every day and work for another man, and we get a piece of paper that gives us the ability to go and get food, and we call it money, and we go buy food. But brother, just imagine you in a time where we in Pride Month, right? This is June, the month of the LGBTQ, and they could adopt a baby that they did not work for. You get the point? They did not work for. A man and a woman go work for a baby. She don't always get pregnant the first time. Sometimes it's months. Sometimes it's a years before she conceive. You'll get together and you start to work on your health and make changes in the diet and get vitamins and this and that. And you'll go to work. Or maybe she conceived right away. But it's work. Then you had to maintain the marriage, because her body changing, you tired, she tired, the child comes. These two sodomites could just go somewhere and purchase a child. Like, we living in a time where we enjoy things that you don't necessarily put in the sweat for. You get the point? Like the food we eat, you ain't tilling no ground for that shit. You ain't, doing something where, you're producing something or cattle or whatever. Everything else, you're slaving and going to a store somewhere and it's being traded back. You get the point? But you're not necessarily slaving in a way or putting in the work that now you can enjoy the fruits of your labor, which is what it is, the fruits of your labor. You get the point? It's a different thing. And that's a different psychology altogether. It's a different psychology altogether, understanding planting, sowing and reaping, planting and harvesting. That's a whole different psychology altogether. We in such a instant gratification type situation here, where, you know, you tell somebody you ought to go do this early in, you know, springtime and cultivate it and make sure nothing attacks and no parasites come through, and then you ought to cut it at a certain time. It's a whole different psychology you're dealing with that. You ought to budget all the way through. You ought to know, okay, I could eat this much, I ought to save this, because when this is going, I ought to wait till that crop come in. Or I ought to wait till Bakwash crop come in where I could go and trade whatever I have with him. You get the point? No, you just go to the, you know, you just go to the store. You just do Uber Eats, you do whatever. It's you know, it might seem like something far-fetched, but it's a psychology it's really affects us. That's why we talk to each other a certain way. We talk very brash and just whatever. I'm not talking about us in here, but people in the world. You ever see how people in the world talk to each other? Rude, because there's no patience. There's no culture of planting and reaping, and then I might need him because he plant trees. He have a whole ton of trees, and I need wood to make this bed. I talk to him a certain type of way. You get the point? Like, we don't have that because of how we live at. You know what I mean? It's a ridiculous thing, but separating us from America is going to bring back that type of culture that we have. It's in our culture to speak to each other a certain way. But with how America is, brother, the convenience, it turns us into something else. And if you can't, you know, go hungry a little bit, you can't eat a little bit less, share what you have, break down, you know, a few sleepless nights to secure the blocker, how are you going to survive? How are you going to survive this thing? You get the point? How are you going to do it? You're going to have to choose the Lord, brother, and you're going to have to come in the Israelite school of UPK, because right now, I could imagine the darkness on people in the world. There's some people who live in certain areas where they have a buffer of safety because they're in a suburb somewhere. You get the point? They're not in these cities where they're seeing these things. And then there's some of us who, you live next door to where I.S.U.P.K in the door yesterday. You get the point? Those of us who have that buffer think this could never touch you until it does. What do you think they're going to do if they succeed with, you know, their quotas of so-called immigrant deportation? When they figure they had enough, what do you think they're going to do next? This man is raising, you know, damn near the Third Reich. He's the new Gestapo, and he's not, you know, ashamed about it. So you should stand with your God and not be ashamed about that either. You should stand fully with the Most High in Christ. You come find the Israelite school of UPK. I ain't seen none of you fake Israelites saying near nothing now. I ain't seen a tape about shit, nowhere, nothing. Yeah, I know you're going to disappear when the fire get hot. But we've been built for this thing and trained for this thing. Commander Yahanna already put the whole plan together. And the plan is to follow the Most High. The plan is not to, you know, stock up somewhere and have some barricade and set up some garrison against Trump. That ain't how this thing is fought. This thing is fought by standing with the Lord. And how you stand with the Lord, you turn your back on America. You turn your back on the birthdays and the holidays and the Christmas and the Valentine's Day and the Thanksgiving, on the pork, the shrimp, the crab, the lobster, on the old gay lifestyle and lesbian lifestyle, non-binary, this and all kind of bullshit, queer that. You turn your back on all that nonsense, man, and you come and follow the Lord. And let's see how the Lord play the thing. The Lord can now become a shield to you from everything else. He can become an extreme shield to you where this thing does not touch you at all. Or if it does, you're going to be used in the work of the Lord. Either way, you stand with the Lord. But brother, you be out there and you playing Russian roulette between Trump and that fake God you're worshiping. You know, I don't know. You might read about you in the news next. All right, where we at?
Slide, if I could.
Go ahead.
There was a time where there was a whole lot of people trying to, you know, calling themselves, making fun of us and whatnot, calling us, you know, superheroes and Power Rangers and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then all those videos of the brothers in Hebrew Academy, you know, started coming out. There was still a few people, you know, still talking their crap and whatnot. But now that all this other stuff is going on, there's a whole lot of people on them comments like, hey, are y'all in my city? You know what I'm saying? Where y'all at? Can I be a part? Can I be behind that wall of all black that y'all got set up?
I mean, listen, it's a glorious thing. Okay? And listen, and I can't knock them out. I can't knock them too much. And I'm gonna explain why, right? There's a certain type, just like with the generations, there's a certain type of man and woman that comes into the truth when it's just a handful of people. And they're looking crazy. And you know what they're talking about. And then there's a certain brother or sister that comes in when there's a few more of them crazy people. And then there's a brother and sister that comes in when, okay, they got schools and they got, you know, I see they got vans and they got, you know, buildings and they got little children. And they could come in there. They can't be in the beginning when you walk by faith and not by sight. you can't be there when the cops surround the camp. I don't know if you've ever seen that video. There was a video, brother. I mean, there's a few of them. There's a video, I think this was Sakawar in DC. And he is cutting the piss out of this devil. I think she was an old lesbian ass broad. Cutting the piss out of her. Yeah. And she does something to the camp. Either she kicks the sign or throws something. This is a few years ago. It got to be 2013 or something. And I think she runs off and she calls the cops. And brother, we were surrounded surrounded. Fucking the goddamn patty wagon pull up, the van. But I look at Jericho, come, he's like, yeah, that's for us, Michelle. Don't worry. They come to arrest the whole camp back. And brother Sakawar kept blazing on the bitch, blazing. I think General Q performed something I would not advise anybody to do, but whatever he did, it was right and in the spirit. And okay, hold on, I might be getting it mixed. I think the cops held somebody. Go ahead.
I think it was Camp Tower War, and they was arresting somebody, and he was blazing on the cop for doing that because the brother did nothing.
They picked some brother out in the crowd. He did nothing. And when they realized they couldn't arrest us because we didn't do nothing, they picked him out. Man, it's Captain Tower, Captain Sakawar. One of them, Sakawar was on the mic too. One of them started to blaze on the cop. Blaze on him. And the crowd starts saying, man, he ain't do nothing, let him go. And they let the brother go. And then they turned the eye on the devil, brother. And she tried to run. Ooh, wait, you should see her squeal on the floor, brother. I remember that shit. And they arrest her, brother. I seen some amazing shit. Some really amazing shit that, actually see with my own eyes. Forget about the Kentucky 8 and the mission to Acuna. Imagine being there. I've seen the footage. Imagine being there with Kapash and them, where the whole city turned on them. They done went to ground, come off the podium. Going in the camp van, niggas with AKs and ARs outside the van, come with the knives and slash the tires to the van till they had to jump out and be on foot. And they was fisticuffs for a minute. Brother, the police came out the station, saw the shit, and go back in and lock the door. The cops didn't want no part of that shit. Now imagine being there with that. There's some people who that would break you. You come into the truth, that will break you. You'd be like, man, I come to serve God. I ain't come for this shit. Y'all almost got me killed. All right. All right. Take your time. Don't worry. Take your time. Calm down. Let's sit. Have a seat. Have a drink. No, you got me killed. No. This ain't what God wants. You need to come in a little later down when there's a little bit more structure that is carnally pleasing to you. You get the point? Like you can't go with Yatazak and them. Yatazak and them went down to Acuna, crossed that border out of Texas. The border patrol tried to turn them back, or everybody tried to turn them back. They sit down there in the middle of the night. They've been driving for so many hours, 10, 12 hours. In the middle of the night, 2 black SUVs just pull up. Latino brothers say, come, man, follow us. The Yatazak don't know them men. Somehow them men know what the hell we doing and drove them men straight to where the Levi and Issachar was. Now, Imagine you in that car and where we going? I can't breathe. Yo, open up. Let me out. I'm gonna walk back to Houston. You had to come in later down. You couldn't be there for that because Yatzizak would get you killed. You get the point? Like there's sometimes, you know, you just can't, you gotta come in at a certain time. That's just it. You just come in later on. Now is a time you're gonna have to really choose the Lord and have faith with the Lord and stand with the Lord no matter what comes. Right. Because some shit coming out. I'm gonna tell you straight up and down. It's coming. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir. Oh,
I'm coming to you because I go ahead, Quash.
Okay. You can't forget about the brother who was out there in UK telling all these Philistines and these Palestinians that you know, we ain't the people who's bombing you.
Listen,
and they want to destroy.
Listen, I give the Lord a hand for that, brother. Y'all have no idea how much I thank the Lord for that day. That day lives in my heart, and my heart of hearts. Thank the Lord for Command General Yahanna too for setting the example, because brother, I done stood in camps with the general when I thought, okay, for sure they're gonna kill us today. For sure they're gonna kill us today. It's gonna be a problem. And he say some shit, and it's just like, okay, I see what courage really is. I done stood in camps with General Katham when the cops wanted to arrest me on 9th, brother. And General Katham is in the cop face like this, like, yo, you ain't taking them. You're gonna back up, call your supervisor. And the cop, you know, he yield. I see what courage look like. And for damn sure, hell, I ain't never want no brothers to look at me and be like, I ain't doing that shit. You get the point? Like, I've seen what men lay their life down when I was a young man. Anything comes that way. And the UPK, we build men. Thanks to the Spirit of the Most High in Christ. There's a certain courage, there's a certain spirit in here. And really, it's not only the courage and the spirit. It's a ode to duty. Like the brothers and sisters in here, we have a serious dedication to duty. We have an extreme dedication to do what must be done in a situation. Like that, we really look for it. If something arises, this is how we do it. That's what I've noticed. Like we have that in here. It's a culture. It's definitely a culture that's fostered. And you can't have it without having some faith. You just ain't gonna have it. So like, go ahead, Kazak.
Sir, no, what you're saying is so heavy, and I just think back to watching that specific camp with Captain Soccer War, and just many camps in DC of watching y'all in the world. Me and our would watch, and it's like we felt bad that we weren't there with y'all. It's almost like it was such a strong conviction that we look at each other in the camp video, watching the camp video, like, nigga, we supposed to be right there. And it's like you said, it's a certain type of brother where, you know, you just got to come later, like you said, when it's you know, what is pleasing, you understand? Versus there's certain brothers that were here that had to be here when it was ugly, you know, when it was hard, and when it wasn't popular. And it's like I thank the Lord for bringing me in the truth, but it's like I'd be like, damn, I wish I could have been there for those times. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like those times.
You here now. You here now. I thank the Lord you here now. I thank the Lord you here, Bakwash here, Shapat here. Yeah, anybody who ain't here, you can come in. The school gonna be open all the time. No worries. You can come in later. But I thank the Lord you're here. But I do understand what you're saying. You're so right where, you know, you feel a certain way if you miss it. I remember I felt that shit where this was the beginning of me just leaving Esau to fuck alone now. Barack Obama running for election, brother. I'm coming from slavery to camp. Every Friday, I would come down. This is when you see over where the Starbucks is, I think that was Subway. Was it Subway? It was something else over there. And that's where we would go change. We would go in there, buy Doritos or something, because the heathens, they didn't want to let us use the bathroom. We go change. Brother, and I would come down from after slave, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. I think that day I had to stay back late. So I get down there about 5:30. I come down on the block kind of clear. Then I see the van. And somebody in the van, I think it was General Katham, one of them saw me and they stopped the van. So I jumped in. So I was like, yo, what happened with the camp? He's like, man, they wanted to kill us out there. They didn't overrun the camp or nothing. Everything was fine. But they end up rolling out. I seen the footage, brother. They was surrounded the camp and wanted to kill everybody over Barack Obama. Monday, I went to the supervisor. I was like, listen, man. Yeah, I'm gonna need Fridays all the way off. Yeah. He's like, you can't come until 12. I was like, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
He's like, well, I'm gonna see what I could do. I was like, whatever. In my mind, of course, I try to keep the slave, but I was like, there'll never be another day that I have to hear the story.
Right.
I ain't gonna be in the van and you all alone glorying in the goddamn story, and I ain't there. Oh shit. And them days, you know how it is when you're a young officer. You hear some shit go on, you're like, who? Anybody get touched? You're ready to go. You get the point? Like, it does something to you. It does something. And right now, we're in a time where these things are going to do things to you. What's going on in the earth right now is supposed to move you to stand with the Lord, and to stand with the Lord. And to stand with the Lord is to stand with his people. It's one and the same. You stand with the Lord, you automatically are going to stand with his people. You can't just go stand with his people and think you stand with the Lord. You got to stand with the Lord, and it's going to make you stand with his people. That's how you know fake Israelites, they don't stand with the Lord, because now they say what? Mexicans are not Israelites. You get the point? Because they want to go stand with the Lord people. You got to go stand with the Lord first. You got to go find the Lord. And then you're going to see who his people are. You're going to go to a Passover and you're going to see Lahab from North Carolina and Lahab from California. You're going to see Malachma from California. You're going to see, give me some other brothers, Yashakar from Texas, from Rio Grande. Go ahead. Zarawai from Philly by way of Hawaii. He was out there with, the whole military thing, come through California, then to Philly. Shit, Ashaparium. You're going to see Ashaparium. You get the point? You're going to come in here and see the people we teach about. You're going to go into Egyptology and not one Egyptian in there. Not one African in there. You're going to go celebrate Kwanzaa and there's no Hamites in there. But you're going to come here and read about Issachar and see Issachar. You're going to read about Ephraim and see an Ephraimite. You're going to read about Zebulun and see Zebulun. You're going to read about Gad and see a Gadite. You get the point? You're going to read about Moses and a Levite going to be sitting next to you. You're going to have to stand with the Lord to stand with his people. You understand? And this is a time, brother, the Lord, he drawing the line in the sand. He watching to see who going to play where, and before he start making his move. And he going to make his move. This shit ain't going to go unheard of or unanswered. You get the point? It's not going to go like that. But you're going to have to stand with the Lord to see what's going on. You can't be a traitor right now, and you can't afford to be weak. There's no more time in the earth. Like, well, I have some time, maybe, give me some time. I'm gonna look at a few more classes. That shit ain't gonna work, man. That shit ain't gonna work. Now is the time. You gotta come and put it in. Put your brick in. This is the time we in right now. Any more on this? I think that might be it. I think we good. There's so much here you could go through in chapter 9. It's really good. I think hold on. And yet they are Lord, my Lord. I think that's about it. All right, but we in this time now that's at the end. All right, we in this time now where there's uproars of people, where there's earthquakes, wars, rumors of wars, famine, pestilence, all that is going on. And then there's the Israelite school of UPK. Then there's the I.S.U.P.K. You get the point? Them niggas, them crazy niggas on them corners, teaching from the Bible, teaching that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people. And ICE and Trump is violating God's chosen people. You feel sorry for the Jewish man because you think he's the real Jew, when the real Jews are under oppression and occupation in LA, in New York, in DC, in Chicago, in North Carolina, on the border, in the barrios, everywhere. But no problem. You need a little bit more time. You need more signs, no problem. We're gonna make more signs for you. We're gonna do the work and provoke the Lord to give signs. You mightn't survive it though, but you're gonna see it. All right, Bukwash, what do you have?
There's a statement kind of question from a sister named Darlena. I believe she commented before. But she says, I've been thinking a lot about my spiritual journey, and I'm interested in learning more about your faith. Could you give me some guidance to help me understand?
Say it one more time.
I've been thinking a lot about my spiritual journey, and I'm interested in learning more about your faith. Could you give me some guidance to help me understand?
No sweat. Whoever the person who wrote the question, please let me know your nationality. That's very important. That's very, very important. All right. Please let me know your nationality. All right. And what city you're in. Your nationality and what city you're in. And your nationality by your father, whatever race your father was, whatever nation your father came from. Let me know. Anything else?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're good to go. Any other questions in the room? No?
Nah, sir.
No sweat. You're cold tonight, boy. Y'all ain't coming with nothing. Don't tell me Trump got you all shooken. Don't tell me Trump bring them 5,000 soldiers. They ain't nigga want to discuss the Bible now. Y'all want to discuss the Constitution, huh? Y'all ain't want them soldiers come knock on the door. Yeah, I mean. Let me know what the sister's saying, all right? And just make one last pass through for the if there's any more questions. All right, yeah. Now is the time for sure where everybody should plug in, and there's really no excuse. There's a brother in a wheelchair that did the academy.
Right.
I mean, what's your excuse? Yeah, I mean, guy, I get that a hand in a wheelchair. Yeah, I mean, in a wheelchair, brother. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? I done seen some afflictions in academy before, brother. That's make you want to like say, hey, brother, just stand down, but. At this point, there's really no excuse. You got to make a decision and follow all the way through with it. And you got to do it knowing that just like how Trump could call on a, military power, like your brothers and sisters should be able to call on a power that's physically present, that the Lord done built. You're doing it for your nation. If you really want to become a soldier, you want to go to war, you ain't got to go get deployed. You ain't got to do that. You could come right here and serve in the Israelite school of UPK under command and General Yahanna. Right. And don't think that you ain't gonna get you're paying for tuition, you're been paying this, you're gonna get the best education the world has to offer. I'm talking about education money can't buy. You're gonna get housing, you're gonna get your bills paid, you're gonna have vehicles to drive. How do I know? Command and General Yahanna done paid for everything that I got. I'm telling you straight up and down. I come in here and I work for the Most High. The general made sure there's certain things I don't ever have to worry about. And he does the same thing for all his soldiers. All these brothers and sisters will be able to attest to that. They'll be able to attest to that. Now, we ain't got, Fort Bragg and what's the other one? What's the other places? Fort Hood. And he said Fort Knox. Shit. We ain't got that. We ain't got Fort Bragg and Fort Hood, but we got Fort Brotherhood, nigga. Right. That's what we got. Right. We got that thing. All you got to do is make a phone call. You make a phone call and say what's going on, and things will begin to mobilize to assist you. But don't think, this is not social services. You ain't gonna come in here and write anything on a paper and you just get it. Your record will be pulled. Is this soldier working? Is this sister in here contributing? And contributing, you may not have the funds. You may not be working. You may not be slaving. But you could come in here and give of your substance. You could come in here and give your spirit. You could be a brother and come in here and learn the craft and come and teach and be buddies at camp to teach and to help. You could be at the food drive. You could be a sister in here cooking and working the whole thing and getting food donations and getting clothes together and braiding here and doing everything. You put in your brick in, you make a phone call, ain't nobody gonna hesitate. And oftentimes, you make a phone call, it might even reach up to the general because your camp leaders, everybody in the zone, from the time they hear, hey, brother so-and-so need this or sister so-and-so need this, everybody wants to help because you always helping somebody else. Like what we build in here is what is needed for Israel to survive the shit that's coming. But this shit here with Trump, brother, it's going to pass. It's going to be something else. But what it's setting up is something that's going to be very horrible for the rest of us in the world. It's going to be very, very horrible. It's going to be a horrible thing. What you have in the UPK is a structure and a family. You're going to have, that thing that you've been missing. You get the point? Go ahead, Shapat.
Talking about me, I had to learn it myself at one point and also tell everybody else, if it comes to it, that not asking for help or picking up the phone, that's unbrotherly.
That's unbrotherly. And that's what I'm saying. We in here, we have a real, duty to, it ain't gonna work, sis. You just had to hold him. It ain't gonna work. I'm trying to tell you. It ain't gonna work. It's something with them babies. The Esau said they could smell you. They could smell your scent. I don't think it's that. I think it's more, magical than that. I like to dream and fantasize. I think, okay, the baby. Go ahead, sis. Come on. That's what Esau would say. I don't even think it's the heartbeat. Okay, I don't even think it's the heartbeat because you could be away from the child and be in the other room and they know you over there somehow. Yeah, there's some kind of connection with that. Don't even, the minute you lean forward like this to put him down, he's gonna wake up. He's gonna wake up. It's you're stuck now. You're stuck now. You had enough time. I mean, he's with you now. It's okay. You get the point? He's with you. Okay, well, I lost my damn train of thought. What I was saying? We good? They came back?
Lost, sir.
All right, that's enough. Oh, I was saying with the order duty, right? In here, we have a real responsibility to duty where brothers and sisters want to hear the call. They want to help. They actually want to, but in the world raises us to have so much pride where we never ever say something's wrong, or we never ever say, yo, I need help with this XYZ. Because in the world, you do that, there's always somebody to throw it back in your face. So make you feel small because you can't do XYZ. That's not how it is in here. That's not, and if it is like that in here, you might want to take whoever to counsel. But that's not how it is in here, brother. In here, it's what? You know what calls we get at 2, 3 in the morning? Because I could tell you, I would usually wake him up first. So, Kazak, you there? All right, yeah, get ready. I'll come pick you up. You gotta go XYZ. You gotta go do this, you gotta go do that, blah, blah, you know what I mean? It's you and brothers is as soon as you hear it, it's like okay, call to duty. We all know, like a fireman, he's sleeping in the house, in the firehouse. That alarm means he's valuable. It means he's useful. So he jumps up and he's ready to go. He's ready to go, and that's damn near the base of it in here. It's way more than that. It's way more than that. In here, we really run to duty for each other. Run to duty. As soon as a brother or sister say they need something, it's an all-out call. So, they're going through the zone. Hey, so-and-so need this. And does anybody have any extra so-and-so? Does anybody have this? Does anybody know what to do with this? And then the doctors and the nurses and the law people and all the professionals put in the input. You could get that all in here because you have a nation. And without that, brother, you just gonna perish. You're just gonna be out there, at Satan's will. So we're good to go. Did they respond? Okay, anybody who wants to be in Israelite school at UPK, if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, I advise you to Google I.S.U.P.K in your city, whatever city you're in. For example, I.S.U.P.K Washington, D.C. Google it, pull it up on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, TikTok. Get the information. All the information is there. There's a phone number. You can make a phone call. And you start classes. That's what you do. You start getting in class and start really learning and asking a ton of questions. Ask every question you ever wanted to know. As you're home and the questions come to you, write them down in a notebook. Bring them to class. Get each one answered until you have no more questions. Get the point? And exhaust the priest up here. Exhaust them. So wherever city you, when you type in I.S.U.P.K and that city, you Google it, the information gonna come right up. You call the school, find out where it is, find out what days the classes are. Start coming to class. Start coming to class. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a process for sure. But over time, you're going to be a whole new person. You're going to shed yourself for the world. You're going to get a whole new name. If you're a brother, you're going to eventually become a trooper. And if you're a sister, you're going to get a name. You're going to be a sister in the school. And now you're part of the body. And now real work can begin because you done shed yourself for the world. All right, now is the time to do it. Don't hesitate. Don't wait, man. This man bring 5,000 soldiers to DC, feeding all of them, water for everybody, housing for everybody. And what, you thinking twice about coming into the UPK and paying some tithes? 10% is too much. Tithes is food and corn. Well, bring the food and corn then, nigga. Bring it in. Bring it in. If tithes is food and corn, bring it in. You want the kingdom of heaven, but you got some devil beating you. You got some devil got you beat. Bring this thing in, man. Now is the time to be up in here. You really, fed up of what's going on with Issachar and Zebulun. you get up in the Israelite school of UPK, man. That's the only way you can help. That's the only way that, you know, any kind of ease would come to the tribes, because we facing it now. We're gonna be really facing it now. Right? With that, pass the class over to priest and officer Shapat.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. It'll be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give it to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. Memorial blowing of trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Sunday the 21st of September, 2025. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Also, we're in cookout season. The first cookout is in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And that is on from July 3rd to July 6th. Also, we have the Midwest Fire Weekend in Chicago, Illinois, in July 31st to August the 3rd. Then we have the headquarters, Harlem, New York cookout, September the 5th through September the 5th through September the 7th. Then the West Coast cookout, California, October the 2nd, October the 5th. Then the Down South cookout in Houston, Texas, October the 30th, November the 2nd. So like I said, do you want to add anything else?
No, I'm too wild. I think you covered it all, right?
Couple cards, sir. I go out there and check on social media, such as I.S.U.P.K, ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black hairband, a scarf. And with that, I say I might, which means to stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Bishop Man Shabbat.
Yahanna,
Yahanna, so, which means to turn. Since you may stand and might you. Individual gonna give a courtesy salute to the sister. Individual Man Shabbat. Yahanna, class dismissed.